Hello again, it's me again, and welcome to, well, a long time since I've done one, but I've decided to call it How Did You Do That? You can make up the other bits if you want. It's a light-hearted look at stuff, but I have been asked to help out some people, not actually English learners, but these things cross genres. And it's about how to create a special kind of colouring page. Now, I do share colouring pages with students, they're great, and I do have a sort of members only website where you can get hold of colouring pages from me from different sources, but it's not free, I'm afraid. But the things I share with my students are free, and so what I'm always looking for is free or cheap and easy way to do these things, something that I can use consistently. And I've been a fan of a particular person's products for quite a while because it's a pay once, use forever kind of a site that actually is pay once, use forever. Do be careful of anything that gives you lifetime access, because I've had some disastrous experiences of supposed lifetime access. Lifetime access until we close it down or sell it to somebody else, and then you lose your access. But this particular person has been around for a long time on the web and works and develops the products and gives you lifetime access that really is unrestricted lifetime access. So the piece of software I'm talking about, the person I'm talking about, I'm so sorry, is Paul Ponner. I think he's what I'd call an entrepreneur, and he has a range of products, but I'm looking at a particular product this video called Artistly. It's an image production product, and it's something I've been using to create a special kind of colouring page. Okay, now first of all, I have already provided all the information needed for this video and how I did it, but it's on Facebook, and oh god, Facebook is a bit of a nightmare if you want to find a particular thing. So you'll only be able to see this if you're a member of the inner circle, that you love it. But you'll be able to access this video, and maybe you can use it on other software. Maybe it will inspire you to get Artistly. And that is completely up to you. This is purely about this particular product though. Now, if you're in a Facebook group, let me just give you a quick tip. If you're in a Facebook group and you want to find something from a particular person, and you don't want to scroll for 10 days looking for that post that you saw somewhere, but you know who it's from, you can use search. Okay, search, there's my name, and you will then you've got to be in the group, and you've got to use this. No, let me go back. Yeah, it's the search in the group here. So here's the group, here's the search. You search within the group and you will find everything from that person. You can also search, obviously, for a topic like colouring page, but then you'll get everything to do with colouring pages. Okay, from everybody. So if you know the name of the person you saw the post about, and if they don't post 1,000 things a day, which I don't, it might seem like I do, but honestly I don't, then just use their name. Okay, so this is the image that caused all the hoo-ha. Okay, and this was created for my paid for group. Yeah, I've got to fund what I do online somehow. So only a few people will have got it, but I also like to share it in this group, and I will share it with anybody who asks, to be honest. But anyway, and you'll notice that eventually, and I apologise to anybody who'd already engaged in the posting, because I did edit it, and so this is quite a strictly regulated group. very heavily moderated. And originally I just put getting their feedback, please. And then I got lots and lots of people going, what software did you use? What extra software did you use? Did you use Paul Ponner's products for this? I'm like, well, it wouldn't be here if I hadn't. So I then went in and edited it to add that. Just to be clear, this was done 100% in Artistly, because you can create anything in any image creator and then take it to an editing program like Adobe Express or Photoshop if you're that way inclined, or is it GIMP if you're free, you want free software. You can take it into there and then do the tweaks and additions that you want. But my aim on this particular day, and it was the 1st of March, and I had lots of time on my hands for reasons I won't go into, but I could sit and literally play for a bit, and I wanted to do this in Artistly. Now, what happened was people saw it and they were like, this is what I'm trying to do. And it might seem simple to you. It would have taken weeks to do this by hand, by the way, because first you'd have to create the coloured page, and then you would have to create the penciled outline or ink, pen and ink, whatever medium you want to use. And you love it or hate it, AI is here and you can use it to create stuff, especially if you, like me, are limited on time and do most of your things for free. AI has been a blessing. In the meantime, I'd already shared another page, which was a different style, just to show it wasn't a fluke. And this time I remember to say, using Artistly, 100% Artistly. And I even used Artistly to do a little bit of light editing, which you can do, but it's a little clunky for me. I like to do fine details sometimes. But you can see on the left-hand side, colour. On the right-hand side, black and white, colour in. And you can, if you want to make a pink sky, you want to make purple trees, that is up to whoever's colouring in. This was designed for parents to give to kids. And sometimes kids like to have something to follow, and other times they just want to scribble everywhere. There is nothing that says you have to. This isn't computer led. It's not going to be marked by anybody. So this is just a guide, and this is just what you can use to have some fun. Okay, so when you first log into your Artistly account, you'll be presented with this, which can be a bit I wish we could skip it actually, but you can watch the demo and it's useful. But if you want to jump into creating, you click on Create Design up here. Okay, now this bit up here can get a bit confusing, so bear with me. You're presented after you've logged in with two choices: fast or advanced. Now advanced always sounds good, but for this process start with fast. Okay, fast is good too. And don't jump straight into entering prompts unless you want to, doesn't matter. But if you want to know how I did what you've seen in Facebook, then you need to go to the prompt magic. Okay, so you're in prompt magic and you've got this thing, colouring books. Now this is a bit misleading because it says how many images do you need. It really means how many prompts in order to make images do you need. This doesn't give you images, this gives you prompt ideas. Okay, and it is useful. So you can tell it what you want, and I think I put something like life in the UK in the 1920s. Okay, and then for the age group there is no adult bit, which is something I'm going to definitely ask for, because every time I do this I think I want the adult, I want adults, but there you go. 10 plus years is what I went for, and then it will just generate prompts for you. And it does say generate prompts, not images. Okay. Now, why do this? Eventually you won't need to, because you'll have the prompts that you like to use. This is your first step, and it gives you an interesting insight into what the Artistly AI is looking for. Okay, this is not the be all and end all. So give it a few, you always have to have a little bit of time for doing this stuff. This is quite fast, and here are the prompts. Okay, you can copy the following prompts to generate images. So let's have a look at the first one. Image 1, generate an image with a coloured illustration of a vintage London street scene during a busy market day on the left side, and the same illustration in a black and white outline on the right side. Include horse-drawn carriages, old-fashioned street lamps and a bustling crowd to enhance the image. Both sections should have a white background. So this tells you what you're getting is a left-hand side image that is coloured and a right-hand side image that's in black and white. Okay, it tells the AI what should be in the scene: a vintage London street scene, a busy market day. Then it gives the instructions: where, what, and here on the left side you're not getting the same prompt here. It's just being told the same illustration, black and white outline, right side, and it says include. This is also important. This is for if there's anything particular you want, not the main subject, that's here, but if there's anything you think should be in a vintage London scene. For me, it was something like Rolls Royce. Okay, so here they've got horse-drawn carriages, old-fashioned street lamps, that's a good one, yeah. Bustling crowd, always a bit dodgy. More people, more problems. To enhance the image. And then both sections should have a white background. You don't really need this for the coloured background, but it's as well to put it in because it gives clear instructions to the AI. AI instructions should be clear. Now, this is not the be all and end all. You can try it. Take this script, prompt, I should say, and go back into Image Designer and give it a go. Don't use Prompt Enhancer. You don't want to enhance the prompt. This is very good when you want very detailed images, and it adds lots of stuff that you might not have thought of. But for a colouring book, keep it simple. Okay. Then style, same thing. Play with it, but I kind of leave it alone. Generate image, and what you'll get, I'm not going to do it because of time, but you've seen, I'll show you what you get as you go through this, because what I found was it really was not perfect. Not just not perfect, but not what I wanted at all. I'm not sure if I kept it. Yeah, look, I kept some. I think this was the first one here. And interesting, but really no. Then this one, AMF. Ooh, that's a bit dodgy, isn't it? Again, no, didn't get the right, but I could see that it was trying. It's trying to do left hand, right hand. So I did some changes within the AI image designer, but none of them came out the way I wanted. So I did a hop, skip and a jump over to the advanced designer. So when you go back into dashboard, yeah, create design, there, choose your designer. This is where I next traveled. Okay. No need for a template. I'm not doing an advertisement or anything like that. You just click start creating. Okay. And you'll see here my projects, the chauffeur, the cricket. I'm doing an idiom one at the moment, so ignore that. I can't remember. Oh yeah, when the cat's away, the mice will play. I'm trying that idiom. Have a look what you can do. You can have real fun in here. There you go. Isn't it cute? Sorry, I digress. Okay, so let's go back and let me show you what happened through the process. Okay, so I knew that the prompt that I was using and the way I was using it in the first generation just wasn't doing it. This is what I ended up with, but what I'm going to do now is show you the process of how I got there. Okay, I can't give you the exact prompts. I don't think you want them. We haven't got the time. I don't want this to be hours long. But when you're in Create and you go to here, yeah, this is where you can put your prompts. Okay, so this is what I used. I didn't use Mirror because I had nothing to work with. I went straight to here. Mirror, I'm not sure about using that to create colouring book images, but you can try it. But this was from scratch, remember. There was no image to start with. I wanted the image, I wanted everything to be in Artistly. So when you're in this and you start developing what they call as layers, okay, click on there and you'll see the layers. Okay, so you can see here, let me just stretch this down a bit. Oh, unlucky 13. It was lucky 13 in this case. These are your layers in your workspace. Okay, and as you create in a project, this is called Colouring Book Chauffeur. Give it meaningful names. Once you get a lot of projects, you'll need meaningful names to find them again. And you can see I went through 12 iterations. Now you've got your workspace, that's blank, and then you've got your iterations. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hide the layers and reveal them to you, and it gives you an idea. This was all just through prompt changing. So at the start you have your workspace blank, you put your prompt into the AI and no fancy stuff, you just work on it. Okay, so this was what I got with the original prompt from the Prompt Magic. Okay, and the prompt was, maybe I can share that in a notebook. Let's see if I can do that. Hang on. I love notebooks. They're so easy to use. So, image designer, idea for the image I wanted in Prompt Magic. This is what it gave me. Generate an image with a coloured illustration of a vintage Rolls-Royce Phantom. And you see in here, in quotes, yeah, driving down a London street on the left side, and the same illustration in a black and white outline on the right side. Include ornate chrome details, a classic leather interior, and a chauffeur standing at the back to enhance the image. Both sections should have a white background. So that was directly from the prompter, and you can see it kind of tried, but look, there's lots of mistakes that the AI has made. It's missing a chauffeur, and it's leaked colour and shading into the right hand image. Okay, not bad, but not what I was looking for. And yeah, it just had to be reprompted. Okay, so I went through several iterations of prompts. I won't go through them, but I'll give you an idea as I remember. Let me just go to reveal layer 3. Not bad, but again, some more leakage. And I was trying to figure out how can I stop it doing that with the colours. And I was not happy with this uniform. It looks more like a French gendarme than a English chauffeur. Okay, so next one. Oh, bit more total AI torturing humans. If you notice, his leg has been stuffed between the license plate and the grille of the car. Ow. And more colour leakage. Okay, so I started adding things like fine lines, and I was again, no colour, no colour, no colour. This is when I switched to American spelling as well, COLOR, which hurt but I did it for my art. Next one, layer 5. And you can see what's happening. Each one, minor tweaks. Yeah, minor tweaks. And done bit by bit. And each one gives a completely different picture. Totally different. Okay, that's AI for you. AI is always going to try to please you. It's going to try to make you happy. Not your friend, but it will try to make you happy. Okay, so it wasn't too bad. I didn't mind it until I sort of looked closely and I was like, well, there's no trees. It's a bit odd on the front of the car. The chauffeur was good. I mean, if you notice, he's not standing at the back. And I had got rid of a couple of little bits, but I could have used it. Okay? I just wasn't 100% happy with it. Okay? There's these shoes, colour, again, leaking in. Not even sort of brown. Not even the colour of the left-hand image. So, and the tie as well. The tie, black. The visor, black. But push comes to shove, I know I was being fussy. I just wanted to see how much better it could get. So, next layer. And it all started to go wrong again. And I started to then concentrate. I don't know why James Bond popped in, but anyway, I started to concentrate on the person. And I started to add little details. You'll see at the end with the prompt what little details I was adding. Okay. Then the next one. Okay, again, colour leakage, even more colour leakage. And I was really scratching my head by now. Okay, next. And that guy looks like a thug. Next one, and I started putting something about perspective in. And it started to give me a mirror image rather than an exact image. And again, doesn't like people. And it was missing buildings and the tree. So I knew I needed to add more about detailing, which we'll come to in a minute. The next one, again, disappearing people. You can never expect it to get text right, by the way. Not yet, anyway. It's, you know, when we first started with AI, it was monstrous what it would do to people and figures and stuff. It's trying text, but it really can't read or write. Okay. So again, not really what I was looking for at all. Okay. Clouds were getting better. Next one. And I started adding really specific information about the person now. Okay. And again, I'll show you that in the final prompt. So it wasn't bad at all. But I wasn't happy with the chauffeur's uniform. Okay. Coming to the end, layer 12, 12th prompt, not just 12th rejig. And again, I lost the perspective by adding, and I lost the person because I just tweaked it. I thought, okay, which bit is putting the person in and which bit is pulling the person out? Which bit is putting colour in, like here, and which bit is pulling colour out? So I really messed this one up deliberately. And then I figured out, I thought what it was going to give me, and I was right. So what was this magic prompt? Let's have a look. I have shared this in Facebook, the whole prompt, so you can see it anytime. Okay, and let me see, where is it? Okay, and it gets a little bit long. It might surprise you just how long-winded this is, but this is prompting. You've got to be, it's like telling a teenager to clean their room, and the teenager wants to please you, but wants to also have a bit of fun, go out tonight, shoves everything under the bed. Okay. And what you've got to do with the AI is tell it where you want everything to be, but not writing War and Peace, because it will lose interest. It'll go, I'm bored now, and really stop listening to you. This was the final prompt. Let me put it next to the picture. Okay, generate, and if you notice here, a professional colouring book page. Now I put this in quotes because I figured out the AI was definitely paying more attention to things in single quotes. Okay. I also tried asterisks on each end, and that kind of worked too. Okay, so up to you. Then I made it very imperative, not asking. Yeah, generate. It will be. Okay, so the page will be split down the middle. There's where the split came. Remember, this was all done in one prompt, not two prompts stitched together. On the left-hand side of the page, create an RGB coloured illustration with large colouring areas of a vintage Rolls-Royce Phantom with a handsome chauffeur standing next to it. The Rolls-Royce should be parked on a London street with a blue sky and fluffy white clouds. Blue sky, fluffy white clouds, chauffeur, London street. Yeah, it's pretty sort of London with the railings and everything, and the trees, I presume they're London plane trees. And the Rolls-Royce Phantom looks okay. Didn't do the Spirit of Flight or whatever it's called, but there's a bit of an emblem on there. You can kind of tell it's a Rolls-Royce. And at some point you just have to accept that AI is not going to give you exactly what you want yet. Okay, no such thing as perfection, as I always say. So then on the right side of the page, copy all the outlines from the left-hand picture to create a black and white illustration suitable for a colouring book. So what I wanted to make sure was I reminded it that it was for a colouring book. Then, because of all this leakage and shading, I decided to use the hex symbol for black and white. Here I just said RGB, red, green, blue. Yeah, that's what these numbers are. You get all those different hash numbers and you get different colours. That's RGB, red, green, blue colour index. Okay, so I told it here the black should be black. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, outlines and shapes, because a colouring book isn't just like a sketch. It's got shapes that you want to be able to colour in. Okay, and those shapes can be large or small and fiddly, or detailed or simple, or just big blocks of whatever colour you want it to be. Okay, then on a white, and I gave it the hex number for the white, like Hannibal Lecter, background. Then this was where I'd got to figure out tell it. All they said, I said copy all the outlines, but I wanted to use another imperative word, match the illustration. I want a match. Okay, so match the illustration on the right hand side of the page with the perspective. Okay, I didn't want a mirror image flipped. Details, so I want everything it thinks it can put in. Okay, little details. Objects, like the car, like the buildings, the tree, and people in the image on the left side. So basically I was telling it, that's the image. I want all the details, all the people, all the objects. Then I gave it more information. Include pose, clothing, accessories, background, sky details. I want the sky. I want the pose of the person. Yeah, I want the same clothing on each side. Avoid shading, and that was again in quotes to say don't you dare shade it, and avoid RGB colours on the right hand picture. Okay, now there is a little bit of shading. Look, the tie is here. That's what I would call shading. The tie, the hair, the shoes, but at least the shoes are black, not brown like they were before. Couple of details missing, the shadow from the guy, but let's pretend the sun's covered by the cloud. There was no shadow in that second. So eventually also with AI, I could have gone on, but I'd been at it for a couple of hours and I was like, good enough. There's no such thing as perfection. And this I would be happy to print out and colour in myself. Now, of course, this is specifically, here's a guide, here's what to colour. You don't have to colour it the same. It's just a guide. But that was the trick, to get this side to match this side and to not need to do two different pictures and to try and get a picture to be that picture. Maybe we'll be able to do that at some point, but for now I wanted to do what the prompting suggested I should be able to do from the prompt magic part, and that's how I did it. Okay, so just to show you, I did another one afterwards, which was the cricket. And this one was a bit easier in that I already had that detailed prompt, but the first time I tried to use it exactly like that, 3 children playing cricket in the garden, blah, 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 it really didn't do it. And I'll show you what happened. So that first prompt, which was pretty much what to draw was different, but the prompting was the same, really did not work. I'll show you what happened. Okay, there. Had a quick, don't tell MAGA. So like, the boy went to play cricket and turned into a girl. Ban cricket. Okay. Couple of, I'm not sure what that's meant to be, but the garden was there. The cricket wicket, the bat, the ball were there. That wasn't too bad. I did some tweaking. Okay, and then suddenly, okay, colour leakage. Oh no, where did that come from? And I realised I hadn't put the RGB and the black and white coding in. Okay, then this one, again, perspective. I hadn't put the perspective in and it did this. I actually kind of like it. I think that might be quite fun to colour in, but most of the colouring in's done for you. I don't know, maybe sometimes it would be good to have the people coloured in already, because flesh tones can be quite difficult, and if you want some diversity in the picture you could add that in, sort of thing. But those cricket bats, absolutely useless. Be thrown out of England if I printed those out. Next one, and I was getting there. I kind of liked it, a little bit peanutty on the features, but I don't mind that. This was for a younger audience, but balls, lots of them. So I did use, as I say, it was all done with Artistly, but I did use the editing object remover. Okay, so the object remover went in and I scrubbed that, and oh no, that one and that one with the object remover, which could be better because that object remover is thick. So in the end, there you are, the balls were gone, the picture was there, and I think, you know, somebody the right age, 5, 6, would enjoy colouring that in. What I'd like to see in the future for this kind of thing is to be able to say, yeah, let's give them the colour of the sky, let's give them the colour of the trees, so they don't have to do the boring bits. But again, this is only a guidance. The roses don't have to be red, the grass doesn't have to be green, the sky doesn't have to be blue. Children have imagination. But that's how it was done. So I hope it helps you. Not too confusing. Remember, start, get your prompts, then work with your prompts. Tell the AI exactly what you want, what you don't want, but don't be too long-winded. I did try a very long, extremely detailed, written by ChatGPT, and I got rid of it actually, but really long ChatGPT created prompt, and the AI didn't like it. It was too much TMI, too much information. And it just threw out a ridiculously detailed, would never be able to turn it into a colouring book. So for colouring books, keep it simple, but make sure you're telling it again and again it's for a colouring book, again and again, that the right hand side should not have colour and should not have shading. And you should, with a bit of luck and persistence, let's face it, this is a Paul Ponner project, you can keep at it as long as you need to until you get something that you can work with. And if there is a couple of bits, you can use the in-painting, you can use the object remover, or you can take it out and do a finer detail if you need a fine brush to remove something tiny, like that line. Yeah, don't try and do that with the object remover yet. But yeah, you can do that in another you could do that in another program, but I wanted to do it all in Artistly because that was my challenge for the day. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, maybe I'll do another one of these someday, but let me know how you get on, and if you have any tips or not money tips, but well, yeah, money tips, yeah, throw it at me. No, tips on how you could improve on this or how you've improved on it, share, because that's how we can all come up with even better stuff. Okay, take care, thanks for watching.